And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the only program that is by a fan, for the fan, and absolutely about you, the fan.
So are you Guy or Guy?
Ed Danowski.
You're not in Hawaii?
I wish.
To Mr. Gary Younger.
Hi, Guy.
Hey, sir, how are you?
And Brock, how are you doing?
Doing great, sir. Doing great. Honored to have you on the show.
You know, I had the privilege while I was in the forces, in the Canadian Armed Forces, to take the Stanley Cup to Afghanistan. Only hockey fans would deploy to Afghanistan where it's 105 to 135 degrees every day, and they'd take their hockey sweaters and play ball hockey. This is a year for the Leafs. The Leafs are going to win it all this year. One of the players down the line said, "You got to be kidding. The Taliban got a better chance of winning the cup."
Okay, I got a theory. I actually do. For the 3 or 4 people that might actually be watching this show, I have a theory.
Okay.
Last night, 41 hits. Tonight, 42 hits.
Okay.
Both the most all year long. I'm wondering, and I actually can't believe I'm about to say this, if that's what Coach Berube wanted to do. If he wanted a team saying, you know, there's a good chance we're going to play him in the playoffs, let's let him know it's going to hurt. Mm-hmm. And you know what? You hit a team 83 times in back-to-back nights, they're going to feel it. They're absolutely going to feel it. Now, the only negative to that is Barbashev was hurt at the end and could not skate off, so we don't know what's going to go on with that. This was oh my God, unbearable. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't believe they came out and just laid an egg. I mean, they played like they partied all night.
Yeah.
Mike, come on, Kylo.
Hey,
throw some of that dark Sith force on us and tell us what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. The St. Louis Blues, it honestly was their game to lose. It was. I saw it. It's not like the Golden Knights played amazing. It's not like the Golden Knights came out and were all-stars. But
no,
like you said, the Blues laid an egg. It was sluggish, very slow. Yeah, it just wasn't a good outing for the Blues at all.
Did it surprise you that the Blues stayed?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was that great of an outing for Vegas either.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did it surprise you the Blues were able to even keep it close?
You know,
I mean, again, it was pretty close, throughout the game.
Yeah.
Vegas didn't really pull away at all. That was kind of surprising to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, Vegas did not play great. If St. Louis had played the way they did yesterday, this was easily St. Louis's game if they played the same way they did yesterday. Mm-hmm. But
I would think that. I'm gonna say, yeah, I think you're right there. I think this just came down to the Blues not care. And as you were coming on, I was bringing this up, and maybe somebody heard it and believes me. 41 hits yesterday.
Yeah.
42 hits today. That's 83 hits in back-to-back games. Tell me at game one of the Stanley Cup Finals, the Knights aren't going to be thinking, wow, this is going to be a physical series. We're going to be hurting at the end of this one. This was I mean, I don't want to give Berube the credit, but I got to give Berube the credit if that was the thought process.
Don't
right?
do it, Waffle Man.
Huh?
Hey, Waffle Man, don't do it. Stick with your gun.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, but you think about this, right? They needed the point yesterday. They came out and got the point, but they still threw all the hits.
Yeah.
Right? They come out tonight, nothing to play for, and all they do is lay the body. And they laid the body all throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give them the credit, but man, if what else? What else would make them play the way they played tonight?
Hey, Michael, you live in Canada.
Yes.
Doesn't this sound like a Canadians fan who, okay, we won, but we didn't win good enough, or okay, we're in the playoffs, but we're not going to make it. Like, come on, man, we're in, and let's just get excited, guy. You know I love you, but you sound like a Canadian, man.
Oh
man, yeah.
Ouch.
Being a Habs fan, it's definitely like personally, I've written off the Habs this season. I'm not watching them.
Yeah.
They've broken my heart too many times. So it's like an ex-girlfriend you keep going back to. I stopped watching. If they make it into the playoffs, like a deep round, I'll start watching again. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you gotta. So I kind of I think in the West it's set now, right? Or really close to it. You're going to play Toronto in that first round. That is going to be probably the best first round matchup right now. It's one of them. And I think the number 2 matchup is going to be Florida versus Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
that's a set matchup. And then I think the third matchup that's going to be to watch is going to be whoever 2 and 3 are in the West.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because right now, if I had to handicap this, if you asked me, name 5 teams that you think could win a cup, Toronto, Florida, Minnesota, Vegas, Avalanche.
Yeah.
No
right?
Capitals. I didn't hear the Pittsburgh Penguins. I didn't hear the Washington Capitals. I mean,
I
don't know, man.
I'm just telling. Okay. First of all, if you want to know why I
They've won
think
cups now, they're winning.
Okay, they have.
organization.
Right, they have, but Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh's been at the end of their rope for a long time. And when it comes to the playoffs, they start to show it, right?
Well,
2 years ago, they went flat on their, first round ouster. And this year, or last year, I don't even think they made it to the first round. I think they were out in the in the round robin. I just think that they're maybe they've got a last grip, but I don't see it. Okay. Washington has a target on their backs, right? Washington has an absolutely huge target on their back, and it's called Tom Wilson, right? No, I think about this. The league is going to go after Tom Wilson. He left the game that they were beating the crap out of each other because they knew that's why.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt against Philly because they're pounding on him. They're fine. The league is saying, the players are saying, you want us to handle this, we'll handle it. We're going to pound on this guy and we're going to hurt him. We're going to give him a taste of his own medicine. So whoever they play in the first round, every time Wilson hits the ice, somebody's going to pound on him.
Yeah.
But
right.
And let me just tell you that while they're all worried about that, Alexander Ovechkin, Nicholas Backstrom, TJ Oshie are going to be stuffing up your cracker, man.
Ovechkin hasn't been on the ice in 2 weeks. Ovechkin's missed a bunch of games. We don't know how hurt he is. We don't know how hurt he is. Oshie. Right now Oshie's that team leader, and I can see that. But I think that
Ovechkin?
target, I just think that target on the back of Wilson is big enough. And I got to love this.
Man.
I got to
I think
love
it's a
this.
motivator,
Houston, we
man.
have a problem. Not showing up is the problem.
Yeah,
I just noticed that with teams only playing in their divisions, you kind of forgot about the other teams playing outside your division. I haven't, Ryan. I haven't. And you can ask Brock and you can ask anybody that's been around me. I've been talking about a bunch of teams all year long. You cannot forget those teams outside of the division. There's things going on. You look at Philadelphia. People at the beginning of the season. Now, you think the Blues are a disappointment this year? People had Philadelphia penciled in for the Cup, and they missed the playoffs. Right? We ain't had it that bad yet. Not yet. I mean, so maybe we get a first-round ouster. But again, and for me, a successful first round, when you're the underdog, a successful first round is 6 or 7 games, right?
Absolutely.
If you can take it to 6 or 7 games, then you've had a successful first round.
Yeah.
The 3 and 4 seeds, right? Yeah. For the 1 and 2 seeds, a successful first round is actually a 4 or 5 game win. Yeah. If they get taken longer, now they're getting more games played on their body that could hurt them later on. So in my eyes right now, I'm looking at the Blues. Can they go 6 or 7? I think if they play the bruising way they played tonight and the game they played last night, yes, I think they can take Vegas or Colorado or Minnesota to 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I come on, Mike. You play hockey. You know what? I think you got to tell me. Am I on the right track? Wrong track? Let me know what you think there.
No, absolutely, absolutely. If they throw the body, if they stifle the speed of the Golden Knights, it could very well go to 6 or 7 games. Will the Blues come out of those 6 games, 7 games on top? Personally, I don't think so. I think the Knights are going to find a way to move around that. But it definitely, if they're throwing, like you said, I think you said they threw 42 hits tonight and they threw 41 last night.
42 hits, 83 hits in 2 games, back-to-back nights.
Yeah. So that, if they play the 4 games, that adds up. If they're throwing on average 40 hits a game, that adds up on the Golden Knights. And the Golden Knights have Reeves out. They have Keegan Colasar, but he's a rookie. He's not going to carry the whole team with his body. So yeah, it definitely could add up, and absolutely 6 or 7 games, I could see that happening. Yeah.
Well, what about Reeves? What's wrong with Reeves? We don't know what his injury is. Is he going to be back for the playoffs?
Yeah.
If he's not back for the playoffs, Reeves is your protector, right? And trust me, Blues fans love the crap out of them with some Reeves. He's your protector. And if you don't think, and if if he's not there, this is going to continue. This bad blood is going to continue. And like I said, if it continues enough, it'll take the Blues to 6 or 7 games. Now, will they be victorious? I don't know, and I don't think so either. Guido, he's asking me, what do you think it'll take for the Blues to play like they can? You know what? Today, after the pre-game meeting, Coach Craig Berube was asked who would start in goal. His answer. Okay, there we go. I got to take that off. You guys do not want to hear that.
No.
I thought I had one of the little other ones. You know what? Right now, I just don't know. I honestly don't know. For me, the next. Go ahead. No, go, Goran.
I was going to say, one thing I was just kind of, as I was watching the game tonight, so obviously these guys are going to be playing, or it's, they're going to become very familiar with each other. Are they putting it all out there? I mean, are they holding something back? I mean, I kind of think, like Vegas was playing like, we got a whole different game plan for the playoffs. And the Blues are saying, well, we're going to show our physicality. We might not really be, as sharp as we need to be on offense, because we just want to make the statement that we're going to be physical. But I still think there's a whole other level of hockey that both of these teams have that's going to come out in the playoffs, and that's why I think Vegas has an edge because they got just so many people could hurt you, on every line. They really do. So I just think that there's a lot that we're not seeing right now that will come out in the playoffs, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Brock.
No, there's maybe, maybe, but
what I mean,
Vegas,
seriously, why would they put it all out on a meaningless game? It wouldn't make sense for both teams.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense at all, right? But this is why I go back and I say, okay, you want to. You look at this game and you're going, why did they play like that? Why did they play like that? Well, okay. Berube goes in yesterday and says, we need a point. That's it. We get that point or we get 2 points. We're done. We're in. Nothing to worry about. Let's get that point while we pummel them. Let's hit them every chance we get. Let's let them know whether they win the game or not that they played us tonight. Well, a lot of those hits caused turnovers, and those turnovers led to all 3 of the Blues' goals last game. All 3 of them. Tonight, now again, that was against Leitner, not against Fleury. Tonight, those same hits led to a couple odd man rushes, 2 breakaways, and Fleury was on his number, was perfect tonight, but he's been suspect in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hit him, hit him, hit him. Let him know we're here. Hit him, hit him, hit him. That's the only thing that I can think why the team came out and played like they played. The game plan was
heavy.
And no, I'm not making excuses. I'm not flipping. I'm just going what makes sense. I forget the name of it. The simplest answer to a problem, the answer to your problem is usually the most simplest one.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at the problem. Why do the Blues play this bad? You look at the stats on them. First thing that jumps out to you, 41 hits, 42 hits.
Yeah.
Well, Guido, you're right. I don't know that to be true, but makes a lot of sense.
Definitely does. Yeah.
I mean,
but we talked at the break though. We talked about the Blues. They're being outshot almost every game. They've been losing the shot battle consistently. This whole second half of the year, and again they're surviving. They're getting through, but in a playoff situation, can they survive being outshot? 37-12. I don't think that's playoff hockey. I don't think that's not a winning formula to win in the playoffs for me at least.
Well, they actually ended up putting up 13 shots in the third, so it was 29-21.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And that was a lot closer. That was a lot better.
But they also
the Morton brothers could
without
teach tape to tape passing better. Yeah, that was off tonight.
Yep.
Michael says, I wish could be as calm of a fan as you are. You deserve mad props. Well, I got to look at it this way. What does it do me to get upset? Right? There's and not against anybody. It's what, midnight in St. Louis, Brock?
Yep.
11?
Yep.
Okay.
12 noon. Yep.
There are 2 people watching us. What good does it mean to get upset? If I get upset, are you all of a sudden going to start cheering this out? Oh, look, guys jumping all over the place. Look how red his face is. He's getting mad. No, it ain't going to do any good. But you got to find that answer to the problem. And the only answer I can come up with is that. How much are tickets going to be for the playoffs? I heard regular season. Well, Ryan, and that's possible. The price of the tickets. Now, here's one thing. Vegas opened up to 7,500 fans. They went to just under 50%, right at 40%. It looks like that's going to be more throughout the league. Now, today, the league came out and said for every team that is quote unquote fully vaccinated, and that means 85% of the traveling party has had the vaccination and it's been 2 weeks and no one has had any symptoms, they have loosened up the COVID protocols, and they loosened them a lot, right? Well, in that loosening of the protocols, I think that cities are going to start opening up. I'm pretty sure that St. Louis would love to have 7,500 fans. They've had 4,000 fans for a while now. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Well,
Lance says, I'm tired of hearing how these last games don't matter and that the Blues are in the playoffs and need to win and don't need to win any more regular season games. Okay, your answer, you're absolutely right. You got to go out and play to win. And I agree with that. And you should go out and play to win. But they didn't go out and play to win tonight. The only thing that I can sit there and look at, they won the face-off battle, 57-43. We almost always win that battle. Ryan O'Reilly, he's in the 60, 70% range. He's one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
All right. We were 0 for 3 on the power play. They were 1 for 4. Okay. 75% on your penalty kill. And that was actually the first one they give up in 10 in a row or 11 in a row. I'll take that. It's going to happen. But when you look at the hits, I mean, it just stands out to me, right? They look bad, and Vegas had an easy game.
Yeah.
Guy, you're still coming to Dante's Inferno's wedding. Absolutely, I am. As soon as I get the damn invitation. Oh, I love Dante. I absolutely love him. No, I'm being a realist, guys. Right? So let me ask you this from your perspective, right? That game was as hard for you to watch as it was for us. Period. That was a bad hockey game. If you're gonna be a Knights fan and look at that game, what are you going to take away from that game?
Yeah. Listen, I pride myself on saying it how it is. I don't sugarcoat things. That was one of the most boring games I've ever watched. Like I could have been watching the paint dry on my wall, and I would have been more enthused. Both teams, like Brock said before, it looked like both teams just came out and were like, hey, we're not 100%. Let's play at 50%, and whatever happens, happens. And yeah, it was a really boring game. They could do so much better, both teams. Golden Knights didn't play great at all, but
no,
they were the better of the two worst teams playing, basically.
Yeah. Well, but I asked, did the hits stand out to you tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you see it first, and I got to say this, Marc Andre Fleury was absolutely impeccably great tonight. He really was. If he plays that way in the playoffs, you guys are going 5-5-6-5.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I see happening. But if he doesn't, if he has a stinker of a night or a stinker, here's the problem with him. He doesn't have one stinker and come back. He has 2 or 3 stinkers in a row before he comes back.
Yeah.
You can't have 2 or 3 stinkers in a row in the playoffs.
No, you can't. No.
Right. And that's the why you have the backup you have. Unfortunately, your 1A backup is not being a 1A right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Brett, come on, Brock. We played a solid 7 minutes.
That's right. I give it. Yeah. Moral victory.
No, well, I'm not calling I haven't called for a moral victory.
The 7
No,
minutes.
I get that. I'm not calling for a moral victory. This was a piss poor performance.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Right?
Yeah.
And speaking of piss poor, how about I try a promo? Hey, everybody, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're brought to you by Forrest, Crump Enterprises, War Stories Coffee, and MikeZook.com. If you need shirts, hats, jerseys, or any type of apparel like that done, get a hold of Mike Zook at MikeZook.com. He'll take care of you because you score goals with Mike. I'm joined today by STLFanReport.com senior editor Brock Banner, and by the hockey writers Michael Vidakis, also known as Kylo Ren. I'm Guy, the Why Blues fan, and this is the Blue Note Fan Report. Like I said, speaking of piss poor.
Hey, Michael, do you get
Yes.
that a lot where people ask you if you're Kylo Ren? I just got to ask you, do you get that a lot?
In the past 3 months, I've gotten it around 5 or 6 times. So yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
Come on, man. Mike, you cannot be mad at me for doing that. You cannot.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right?
I love it. I love it.
If I didn't come on here, if you didn't expect to come on my show and have some fun, you're on the wrong show.
Hey,
Right?
I'm all about fun, so this is a perfect spot.
Right?
Yeah,
This is what it's all about, you know. Actually, John Hefner, it was 7 minutes and 23 seconds.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying not. I'm almost crying, man.
I think you're slap happy.
You know what? This is my issue. This is my issue right now. And I'm going back to the 19 playoffs because this is when you talk about Berube, he did something in the 19 playoffs that set him apart from most coaches. Right?
Yeah.
The hand pass game. You had Benner throwing his stick against the wall. O'Reilly, Petrangelo, all of them ready to tear down the glass.
Mm-hmm.
He gets them in the locker room. He tells them, do not talk about the hand pass. Do not talk about the hand pass. If they ask, just say we're worried about the next game. Then he goes out to the press, and that's exactly what he does. He says, as soon as he gets that hand, you know what? All I'm worried about is tomorrow night's the next game. All I'm worried about is game 4. All I'm worried about game 4. All I'm worried about is game 4. That right there sent the right message to the players. Every game that we've seen that the Blues have laid an egg. See, I watch myself. Every game that we've seen the Blaze lay an egg, what has he done? He's come out and done this cold meaner, this man. Come out fired up. Come out and say, well, you played like crap. I didn't find anything good. Everybody in that locker room needs to step up.
Man.
Come out and do that instead of this quiet demeanor because it's not working. It's rubbing raw. And it's rubbing raw on everybody. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not calling for Ruby's head. I'm calling for him to change things up. That's what I'm calling for.
Man.
Okay, Brock, let me have it.
Because you're consistently after this guy. I keep saying, man, if the guy wins the Stanley Cup, he'll be the greatest, he'll be, Hall of Fame. But if he doesn't, get rid of him. If we lose in the conference finals, get rid of him. So I just having a problem with it. I mean, the guy, and again, I'm going to get beat up on the line. I get it. I mean, everybody loves or hates Berube on the line, but man, I'm just going to stick with him because he's all we got. He's been there. He's done it before. He's taken this group, largely the same group, and molded them into a championship. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's got that track record. It's not like John Tortorella. We're just seeing him, or he doesn't have a track record of that stuff.
As you say that, look at the comment on the screen.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, a lot of these coaches don't have this track record, but Berube does. So I got to give him the respect there and give him the benefit of the doubt.
You're right. And that's true, except what happened after. He had, let's go back to 1920, to the 2020 playoffs. Mm-hmm. How many guys from 2019 Cup was he missing on that team? How many?
Like two or something, one or two. What?
Four guys. Okay, yeah. He was missing, and I'll name them. He was missing Fabry, who went to Detroit. He was missing Edmondson, who went to Carolina. He was missing, and I can't say his name now. You know who I'm talking about, Brock.
Gunnar or Edmondson?
No, he was missing. No, Edmondson went to. Yeah. Edmondson went to the. let me go back. Let me start, and I'll get it.
Sorry.
He was missing Fabry,
Mhm.
Edmondson, Maroon, and the guy that had the heart attack, because I can't think of his name right now.
Jay Boomeester.
Bowmeister. Yeah, I knew it was a B, but I could. Bowmeister.
Okay.
That's it. 4 guys from that 19 team, or that 19 Cup team, were not on the 20 team. Okay. He goes into the bubble and they lay an egg, a huge egg, every single game they played except 2. Benner didn't win a game in the bubble. At this point, I got to sit back and go, what's wrong? Okay, we had problems in the bubble. Okay, guys didn't buy into the bubble for whatever reason. We'll wipe that off. Oh, we got this team. Tarasenko's hurt. Don't worry. We're going to bring in Mike Hoffman. Yeah. Trandro leaves. We'll bring in Krug. We got bodies now. We're there. Steen retires. Okay. We needed the money. We still had a team with, we bring in Clifford, 2 cup rings. That's your Steen. Clifford's your Steen.
Mhm.
Okay. 17 players with rings, and this team barely gets 4th place. At some point, you've got to look deeper to find the problem. And this problem, and this is what I've said, goes all the way back to the bubble. And it hasn't been solved yet. With every little change, it's gotten worse. Something's missing, something's not right. Okay, whose job is it right now? Whose job is it to fix this?
Fix what?
It's Berube's job to fix this. It's Berube's job to fix this.
We go back to this, if it's not, anything outside of first is last, like the movie says, So,
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, hey, we're in the playoffs. We're competitive. We're going to be there. That was a goal of the team. Again, everybody wants to be the President's Cup winner, but it didn't happen that way. So again, I just feel like I'm going to get beat up on the line, and I hate doing that because it doesn't really matter that much to me. But I just think that to beat up on Craig Berube, I think is maybe a little misplaced for me when you had players who've been underperforming all season.
Really? Okay, name me players that are underperforming this season, and I got a point here. So you name me some of the players that you say have been underperforming this season.
Who have Mike Hoffman up until the trade deadline, basically.
Okay, stop right there. I'm so glad you said that. Stop. Why was Mike Hoffman underperforming until late in the season? Why was he underperforming?
It wasn't used right. I mean, I don't know. I can see where this is going already.
So whose job is it to use him right?
Mike will save me here. Mike, help me out.
Whose job is it? I think Mike agrees with me. Mike, come on. We got to hear from an outsider, right? And not only that, I mean, I know that you're also a Montreal Canadian fan. That you live up there, so you live, breathe, and drink ice hockey. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to know from you what you think about what this debate we're having right now.
Absolutely. So the question is, why was Mike Hoffman underperforming?
No, the question. Well, the overall debate is between is this Berube's fault or is it the player's fault? Right. That's the overwhelming debate.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at, I don't think as many players has underperformed as he thinks. And I think the players have been put in the wrong positions to do the jobs that they're supposed to do. Yeah. And that's on the coach, in my opinion.
Yeah. Personally, I haven't watched many St. Louis Blues games, so I can't comment on who underperformed and who didn't. But a coach's job ultimately is to unite the team, to make the team buy into a game plan so that everyone is going out there and wanting to perform. It's kind of like these hockey players are at work. This is their job. Same thing when you have a boss. The coach is the boss technically, and he's running the day-to-day operations. He's running the game plan. So it's really on the coach to make these guys buy in to what the company, the team is all about. And if they don't buy it, they're not going to want to go out and perform and do the best they can. So, and you're going to say, yeah, but they're getting paid millions of dollars to play a sport. And that's true. So, and fans are paying money to watch them. And you owe it to the fans to go out there as a player and perform. Because there's, like me, I'm an adult. If they don't perform, like I'll go to bed later. It doesn't bother me. But there's little kids watching. Like when I was a little kid, I put so much heart into watching hockey players. And I think with the St. Louis Blues, they won a cup 2 years ago. And there's just a lack of passion. That's what I saw on the ice today, a lack of passion. And that is, it's 50% Craig Berube's fault. I'm butchering his name. Craig Berube's fault. And I'm putting 50% on the players as well. It has to, everyone has to step up, in my opinion.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not saying it's all on the players, it's all on Berube. I think it's a shared responsibility. So I don't know.
I agree it's a shared responsibility, right? I do agree with that. However, at some point, the coach has got to realize that this isn't working and change strategies.
Absolutely.
We have not seen that one time. Not one time this entire season have we seen a change of strategy, mixing things up. We have complained about Hoffman being on the third line, right? And you know, today he gets put on the second line, but there's no continuity there. There's no chemistry. This team did not want to be on the ice tonight. If this team didn't want to be on the ice, that's okay. And I want to go back on this millions of dollars things.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're making $7 million a year, you know, $250,000 a game, or your minimum wage. If you go to work and your boss, your supervisor, your direct supervisor, makes it difficult for you to do your job, makes you uncomfortable, makes you not want to be there, you're not going to give your best effort.
I agree.
Plain and simple.
I agree.
Say again?
100%. I agree 150%. Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So we have not seen guys on this team give their best since before the bubble. What happened? They got an extra offseason.
I disagree. I mean, Ryan O'Reilly, you can't say he's not giving your best, man. Jordan Bennington.
He is. Ryan O'Reilly is.
Jordan Bennington.
You know what? O'Reilly's that star employee that it doesn't matter. They're reaching beyond everybody. They don't care. They tune you out. They're going to do it. They'll sing boss's praises all day long, right? They won't see what the boss is doing that's pissing everybody else off.
Buddy, you know, I love you, but you cut me off after two players. I mean, Justin Falk, you know, he's a guy who's steady. You know, so I mean, the list goes on and on. You know, these are guys who just show up to play. They didn't, you know, expect any headlines or anything. So they're operating under Berube's system okay. They don't seem to be having problems with it. It's just the scorers. So is it the scorers that they can't? The scores at Berube's fault? Yes, possibly, because they're not in the right position, we're not in the right system, not in the right line. I can understand that, and I'll give you credit for that. But you know, I'm seeing guys on up and down the lineup that are giving their all, that aren't, you know, weighing the team down. Like I said, Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron, you know, Jordan Bennington, you know, I would say Torrey Krug to an extent has been good. You know, Justin Falk's been good. You know, Mikkola has been had a good showing. Colton Parenko. So, you know.
Okay, how many times has Mikkola been on the bench? How many times was Mikkola on the bench sitting in the press box when Wallman was playing? How many times? Right? Time after time. We were complaining about Mikkola being on the ice. Mikkola's on the ice now, and he's showing how smart he's playing out there. Wallman's gotten better, but Mikkola was better than Wallman all this time. Sanford, mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake that goes in the net, and he still gets rewarded with ice time.
Yeah.
Hoffman doesn't score a goal for 5 games. For 5 games, doesn't score a goal, gets 2 games benched. in those 2 games he's benched, Sanford gave up a goal, never gets benched. He finally got benched later, but it was of necessity. There are things that have not happened in this system. Now, the Blues defense is what creates their offense. And the better they play defense, the better they are at keeping that puck, a solid back check, at keeping them from getting set up, gives them the breakaways, gets them set up, their forecheck, all of that. The forecheck is actually a defensive move, not an offensive move. Their defense creates their offense. Well, they got too many guys that haven't been playing defense the way the system is supposed to be set up and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. Why? I don't know. Wrong guys for the system, guys that shouldn't be there. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, at some point, the coach has got to make changes, and I don't see it.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, now, okay. ORR missed an empty net. You know what?
Yeah.
ORR's made 2 mistakes all season. 2 mistakes. Everything he's done right covers those 2 mistakes. Sanford's different. Sanford hasn't earned the right to make those 2 mistakes. That's my opinion on that. Right? Sanford doesn't have 3 trophies. Right?
Yeah.
3 end of the season trophies. He doesn't have that.
You know what? Every time I see Zach Sanford, he's in the corner grinding it out. Every time I see Zach Sanford, he's in front of the net grinding it out. Every time I see Zach Sanford, he's getting the crap knocked out of him because he's grinding it out. So I'm just telling you, man, the guy puts in an effort. I just got to be. It's in some ways it's a little insulting to hear you guys go on.
Didn't you write an article about Sanford being the whipping boy?
I did, because let me just tell you, because I think that, the guy he's a good on the forecheck. He's disruptive on the ice. I'm not saying he's having an all-star season. I'm not saying he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but I think that fans just have a way different expectation of the player, of who he really is. I think they were thinking they're going to get like a Paulo Bure or something, and they're really not. I mean, that's not the type of player he is. So I don't know, Guy. I mean, you and me go back and forth about different players and stuff, and we can agree to disagree, but I just think that sometimes you're kind of hard on old Zach Sanford, because he's not the only problem, man.
Agreed. He's not the only problem. He's the brightest. He's the brightest problem. Okay. And that's, take the brightest light bulb out of the room, and what's it do to the room?
Darkens the room. I got it here. Let's go down the path of all these cute little sayings and stuff.
No. I'm just no. Rock,
I love you,
Rock.
buddy.
This is see now, Mike. What you don't. I know you've just the last 2 shows. This has been going on with me and him for about a month now, right? And it's not. Stuff.
I'm like his wife. I get sick of hearing this crap.
Okay, well, John says, I thought we're not 2019. You're talking trophies. You're right. It's not 2019, but pedigree matters. I'm sorry. A guy that's won a Lady Bring, a Conn Smythe, and a Selke can make a couple of mistakes in a season, and I'm not going to be upset about it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm absolutely sorry. And that's, okay, I get what you're saying. It's not 19, but that's pedigree, and pedigree matters.
Yeah.
Right. And this is, but here's the thing. You notice, and I want to bring this up really quick. We have sat here for the past 30 minutes and had a full-on, straight-up argument. All right? It's full-on argument. Not one time has either one of us, or has anybody, called anybody out. We made points. We've debated.
That's coming.
We've debated. We've had an absolute amazing debate.
Yeah, we did.
And you got to witness it, Mike. What do you think of our debate?
I loved it. I love talking hockey, so this is amazing. Yeah, this is great. I love it.
This is what's missing from hockey shows.
It is.
Right? This is what's missing from hockey shows. This is what's missing from 99% of the YouTubers out there and all of that is a good debate. You don't need to curse somebody out. You don't need to call somebody names. You need to express your point and back it up.
Yeah.
Brock backs his up. I back mine up. Neither one of us is upset at what the other one's saying. And this is why this show is so different. And in my opinion, and yes, I'm biased, so special.
It is.
But the one thing, just remember one thing. There's so many of you guys that want to get on this show. I gotta start, flicking them away like flies. But the show's good, right?
It is.
Hey, now, big timer. Let's chill out now. Let's not, say we'll take guests when we can get them now.
Oh, I know. You're right. We can. And we got 2 people watching us. So I know I'm just trying to make a point for people that may watch this later, if they watch all 45 minutes of it, that this is what makes this show good. And we will continue to do this. We love it.
Yeah.
Brock. Oh, here we go. Brock. Sanford has scored 4 goals in a game, multiple hat tricks. Could you imagine his game was on, how good this team could be?
Yep. I agree. I agree.
And he also says, Brock, you're right, but Guy is right. Sanford woes stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. But
right?
You know what? Braden Shen didn't score in 18 games, and he kind of got a free pass. That's Braden Shen. We're paying a bunch of money for that guy.
Okay, you're right. Shen didn't score for a bunch of games. But you know what?
But
I didn't see Shen coughing up the puck in the offensive zone that led to a goal.
Well, I love Braden Shen. I'm like a dog on the guy, but I'm just telling you, it's just different standards for different players, Did you get that up in Vegas and up in Montreal? Do you have different standards for different players?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially
Absolutely you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on like hometown boys, the media, them alive. Like Jonathan Drouin. Jonathan Drouin took a leave from the team. We don't know what it is. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. Mm-hmm. The media pressure is hard.
No, absolutely. I'm going to respect you all. It doesn't mean I'm going to treat you all the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Brock. You were a military leader.
Mm-hmm.
I was a military leader. I respected every single one of my guys.
Mm-hmm. But
there are guys, when they made a mistake, I would brush it under the rug, or I would do whatever I could to correct it.
But you know what?
Then there were guys who made mistakes that I would make sure I highlighted it.
Yeah, I disagree with you though, man. I respected the rank, but some of those guys were kind of idiots, man. I'm telling you, they're not smart people. So I always respected the rank. I respected that they were, superior to me and what have you. But sometimes those guys weren't, like I said, they're not, just at a low intelligence level. You're like, I'm not sure I can follow this guy in a battle, Yeah. But I'm kind of joking. But I mean, again, the point is that because of the position, I give him consideration. Because Craig Berube's the coach, I'm giving him consideration, giving him maybe a little bit more benefit of the doubt.
And I get that. And you know what, guys? We're sitting at the 50-minute mark. We're gonna call it a night. Mike, tell everybody where they can find you and what you're doing, and if you want to come back on this train wreck of a TV show.
No, I'd absolutely love to come back on the show. I had a great time the past 2 nights. You guys are amazing. I love talking hockey with you guys. And for anyone who wants to read my articles, you can find me on the Hockey Writers. Just search up Michael Vadakis, and that's it. Thank you
Michael,
again, guys.
Hey, Michael, what are you working on? What are you working on this week?
This week? Oh, I have no idea. That's a good question. I was actually thinking this morning about what I should write, so I should get to that. Yeah.
Good luck,
well,
man.
hey, Mike,
coming on. I appreciate your writing and appreciate all the coverage you give. The hockey writers, hockey fans, and for being on our show too. It's been a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brock might have a question for you later off the show. I'll let him talk about that. Brock, tell us about what you got going on, bud.
Been a big week this week. So, like I said, we're doing a lot of training with the new writers. I got several articles that we're working with the writers on. I'm personally looking at the Coach Q article, kind of taking a look at Coach Quenneville. Big audience here in St. Louis for Coach Quenneville and just kind of what he's done in Florida. For hockey writers, I'm going to be looking at something going on with the Blues, maybe some trending, and kind of look at some of the numbers over the past week. And then certainly for you, Guy, I have a couple stories that I'm assigning you that I'll be working with you kind of more to help promote the site. So yeah, busy week. We got a lot going on, a lot of playoff, a lot of people are focused in on us. And I'll tell you, man, Mike, this show has come a long way, and just half the season. So we're making a lot of strides. Having Tony Curry on, former player, was great, and Gary Younger.
Back to back nights. I had a former player on from the late '70s, early '80s.
And they had a great time. They loved that. You could just tell they loved being here. It wasn't that they loved just being here. So again, we're doing some things that a lot of people aren't. So we're proud of us and proud of ourselves. But it hasn't been easy. But again, we appreciate you, Michael. I know you don't want to hear our success story. You have your own. But thanks for coming over, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been
hey, no, Mike, it was an absolute pleasure. And if we do get into the playoffs together, I'll work with you and Ben, and we'll kind of get some schedule set up for pregame, intermissions, and postgame, so you guys can get some more coverage. Maybe get some, because I know there's a lot of Blues fans that actually love the Knights.
Yeah.
So that would be good for you guys, and we'll kind of go from there.
And
I appreciate you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I also want to just mention to you that we're going to be doing some playoff shows. So we might give you guys a call and see if you want to sit in on the playoff show, because obviously you guys are the best in show over there in Vegas. So you have obviously a lot to talk about. So yeah, some big plans that we have over here. We'd love to include you.
Absolutely, I love that.
I think what Brock, it just hit me. You know what we should do? We should reach out to the hockey writers for Vegas, Minnesota, and the Avalanche, and try and get at least one of them or two. We can do more than 4, but get one of them from each, at least one from each of those, and bring them on for a Western Conference debate, or Western Division debate.
Hey, that'd be great.
Right?
That'd be great. That'd be really good.
Yeah. So you got that connection, guys. You two guys got that connection. You got to hook that up. I think that would be a lot of fun.
But again, we also got to produce articles for them, which takes some time.
Yeah, I know, but there's an article. There's an article. That debate would give you guys enough ammunition for to help you build that article. Yeah. Right. And then it gives you quotes. It gives you quotes from other writers. Absolutely.
I don't know about Michael, but I'm definitely not in charge of the hockey writers.
No, I know, but you can reach out to the other writers.
I got you.
Right.
I
okay.
got you, dude.
Hey, I'm just trying to help. Well, guys, it's been a great night. I love you all. Thank you so much for everyone that stayed up late and watched us.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to
Mother's Day to all the moms.
Happy Mother's Day. Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I have 2 beautiful daughters. Got to thank my wife for helping raise them and all that. Well, she probably raised them. I didn't do any good there. But this is Guy, the Wide Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo. This is the BlueNote Fan Report. And we are bleeding blue with you. And we can't wait to see you on the next BlueNote Fan Report on Monday night. Monday. Aloha, mahalo, and let's go, Blues!
White Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go, Blues!